A young man returns from a trip and finds a suitcase with a twisted man inside who has the ability to spit out gold coins every time he feels pain. Today on Cinema Recapped, I'll show you The Man in the Suitcase. The story begins with a boy who has just arrived in the city. He's at the airport waiting for his suitcase to be delivered. At that moment, someone sends him a message asking if he has arrived, to which the boy, named Justin, replies affirmatively. But he also says that he had a problem with his girlfriend since she just left him, and that his dad got mad at him. The friend asks Justin why his girlfriend left him, and he replies that it was because of school. At that moment, the machine that brings the suitcases stops and suddenly ejects a black suitcase. Justin approaches and decides to take the suitcase, running away right after. When Justin leaves the airport, the machine starts to work again, bringing a suitcase similar to the one that Justin took. Justin gets in his car and drives home, and on the way, he receives a message from his girlfriend saying that she will come to his house tomorrow to pick up her stuff. Justin gets distracted and ends up dropping the phone in the car, and as a consequence, the phone dials his ex-girlfriend, who answers after a few seconds. She asks Justin why he called her, reminding him that they're over. Justin gets angry and picks up the phone to hang up, but just at that moment, the ex-girlfriend asks him if he's on drugs. Justin tells her that he doesn't have to answer that, and the ex-girlfriend tells him that the relationship ended because of him, since she wants someone who's highly motivated and not someone like him who is doing poorly in his studies. Justin tells her that studying is not easy, to which the ex replies that this is not an excuse and that she's going to hang up the call. Then Justin gets home and puts a suitcase near the door. He goes to the kitchen and grabs something to eat. Justin goes to his room to study, smoke a little, and watch adult channels on TV. After a few minutes, Justin sees out of the corner of his eye that his suitcase is moving, and then he hears someone calling for help from the inside. Justin laughs and starts to say that it's not funny because he thinks it's a joke, but the voice inside the suitcase tells him that it's not a joke, and please help him. Justin gets scared and decides to put the suitcase on the floor. He opens it to see what's inside and realizes that there's a twisted man in the suitcase. The man tells him to help him settle his head because he can't speak well like that. Justin gets scared, takes a stick, and uses it to turn the man's head. When he sees Justin, the man asks him to please not hit him with that stick. So Justin puts it down and asks him what this is all about. The man tells him that he offended someone dangerous, and that is why he's in that situation. Then he says he needs help to get out of the suitcase, and Justin offers to take him to a hospital. The man says they can't help him in a hospital, but Justin replies that he knows a friend who had an accident, and they were able to help him in the hospital, and starts talking about how well his friend is doing after that. The man interrupts him and tells him that he's suffering a lot in there, so he must help him quickly. Justin apologizes and tries to close the suitcase to take him to the hospital. However, the man tells him not to take him there because if he does, the people who did that to him will find him. Justin gets scared when he finds out that there are people after the man, since he doesn't want any trouble. But the man tells him that if he helps him get out of there, no one will know what happened there, and he'll just leave. Justin decides to help him and starts to pull his foot to get him out of there, so the man begins to suffer a lot. Then suddenly the man spits out a gold coin and Justin manages to catch it. Justin is rather surprised, and the twisted man explains that he has a strange condition that causes gold coins to be expelled from his body every time he feels pain. He tells him to help him get out of there and that all the coins he gets in the process will be given to him as a reward for helping him. However, Justin decides to close the suitcase and takes it to his room, where he sits in his bed and thinks about what he will do with the man. He falls asleep for a moment and has a nightmare where he dreams of someone putting him in a suitcase, and that some men arrive to shoot him. When he wakes up, he realizes that it was a nightmare, and then he takes the coin and asks the dealer if the coin is valuable. The dealer tells him that it's an important gold coin, and they'll give him $270 for it. So Justin accepts the deal and takes the money. Then Justin goes to see his friend, the one he was messaging before, and tells him about the coin he just sold. The friend tells him that he should have asked for more money, and that next time he should call him before doing that kind of deal. The friend asks Justin where he found the coin, and Justin proceeds to tell him everything that happened with the twisted man. The friend doesn't believe him and makes fun of him by saying that he's a liar and that he does not want to tell him the truth because he doesn't want to share the money with him. Justin tells his friend to go to his house so he can see it with his own eyes, so they both go. And when they're about to enter, Justin's ex-girlfriend comes out of the house. She was there to get her stuff, as she had said. She tells Justin that he's sick and that she's already seen what he has in his room. Justin tells her that it's not what it looks like and invites her and his friend to come into the house to explain what is happening. So they all enter and see the twisted man. The ex-girlfriend asks Justin what he did, to which he replies that he did nothing, since he just found the man like that. She tells him that they should take him out of the suitcase because it seems that he's suffering a lot. Justin and his ex-girlfriend decide to try to get the man out of the suitcase, but in the process, the man begins to spit many coins out of his mouth. When Justin's friend sees this, he asks Justin and his ex to talk alone for a minute. Then he tells them that they should take advantage of that man and become millionaires. Justin tells him that they shouldn't do that since the man is suffering and needs their help. But the friend insists to first take advantage of the opportunity to get many coins and that they should split the money because they're friends. At that moment, the man in the suitcase asks them to help him, and the friend decides to go see him while Justin stays talking with his ex, who asks if this is all fake, to which Justin replies that no, the gold coins are real. The friend decides to close the suitcase with the man inside and then drag it to the stairs and throw it, causing the man to suffer a lot, and as a consequence, he spits many gold coins. When the three friends see all the money, they get very excited. So Justin accepts the deal and tells them that they're going to get coins from the man, but only for 48 hours. And after that time, they'll get him out of there. Then they start torturing the twisted man by putting his hand in a mouse trap. Then they pull out some teeth, kick him, and so on. With the money he earns, Justin pays the rent and also buys new clothes, while his ex buys expensive necklaces, and everyone seems very happy with the profits. Then we see that Justin's friend is betraying him with his ex, but they only show affection when Justin is not around. One night, the three friends were torturing the man with an electricity machine, but they see that the twisted man looks terrible, so Justin tells his friends that maybe it's time to stop. However, they want to continue, and at that moment, the twisted man replies that it doesn't matter anymore, since he will surely die soon, so they don't have to worry about him. Justin insists that they should stop, and the friend replies that they have almost got all the money they've always wanted. So if they continue like this, they'll soon be able to buy luxury houses, boats, and other things. Justin says that they had agreed that they would only do that for 48 hours, and that time is up, so they should now help the man get out of the suitcase. Justin also tells them that they should ask themselves who they want to be, to which the friend replies that he wants to be rich, and for that, they must continue. Then the friend tells Justin that with all that money, he could buy his dad's business and make him work for him, to which Justin replies that they are being mean and that they should stop. Justin tells them that he'll call the police, but just when he was going to do so, the ex takes his cell phone and breaks it. Justin gets mad at her, and at that moment the girl decides to hit Justin in the head. Badly injured, he decides to walk out, but falls down the stairs and ends up seriously injured on the floor. The girl asks the friend what they should do, and he replies that they should escape with all the money they have. But before doing so, they should first get a little more money from the twisted man. So they take the electrical device and prepare for one last attack, and at that moment the twisted man asks them not to do it, and he tells them that they are very naughty children. However, they decide to turn on the machine anyway, but the twisted man starts laughing and tells them that they are very evil and that the world should not have so much evil, while his eyes turn yellow and bright. Suddenly, a lot of black smoke begins to come out of the suitcase, and then a monster comes out with 2 suitcases, one for the friend and another for the ex. Later, Justin wakes up in a hospital, and when he looks around, he finds a note that says, "Get well soon." At the end, we see that the twisted man goes to the airport dressed in a suit and asks for his plane ticket while the manager asks him how his visit was in that city. The man replies it was very nice, and then asks him to put his bags on the plane. We see that he brings many bags with him, and we hear that there are people inside, 2 of them, Justin's friend and ex. The end. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe to continue receiving recaps of the best horror and bizarre series and movies. Thanks for watching.